Hello, everybody. Welcome to another After Sunset Sunday. I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind, and I'm glad you're here. I see that I've got Susan and Janet, and come on, who else do I have? Pam. We've got Pam in the chat. And that is everybody in the chat so far. So I will let everybody else catch up and get into the chat. Thank you guys for watching and for hanging out and for waiting. I really appreciate it. Welcome in to After Sunset Sunday. This is going to be a fantastic one. We are going to work on Gnome Sweet Gnome. It's available from Valley Fabric Shop here in Wyoming. And they have taken their link down for the pattern itself. So in order for us to do if you want to purchase the pattern, just let me know and I'll put a link in the chat so that you guys can get that link. Hey, Chloe. Hey, Rita. Welcome in. She said, not really a ghost, right? I know. Hey, Annette. Welcome in. She says, lurking and sleeping. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Pam says she made 4 aprons yesterday, except for hemming, and making 1 more tonight. They're for their Quilt Guild back team. That is awesome. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see them. And a lot of you guys are watching football. I've been talking to people all day that have been watching football, so more power to you. I do love some good football. I have not been watching football all day. I have been quilting. I completely started quilting today. And birthday boy is now going to get his toys because mama's talking to somebody. So, all right. I'm putting socks on because it is a little chilly. Just a little. Just a little. So, yeah, welcome in, welcome in. So, glad you guys are here, glad you guys are here. So, I told you we were going to do this on the last 2 Sundays of January. So, that's where we're going to get started with, hey, Nanette. She says, no football here. We've already won our game. There you go. There you go. So, oh, brain. Okay. I have had a lot of random things going on today. I did end up having to make some hard decisions today as well, and I'll tell you guys about that in a little bit. It's not going to hurt you guys, I promise. Hey, Dre, welcome in. But I had to make some hard decisions, so you guys will get to know about it, but don't panic. It's not going to affect you. But yeah, it's been one of those days. It's definitely been one of those. Hey, Linda, welcome in. She says, good evening. I'm glad you're here. Very glad you guys are here. All of you. Thank you very, very much. All right, so this is the pattern that I am starting in on. So this is called Gnome Sweet Gnome. It is available from Valley Fabric Shop. It was designed by Geraldine Powers and Valley Fabric Shop, and they did it as a block of the month. Okay, so everything in this pattern, it is not a very wordy pattern. Hey, Raina, welcome in. It is not very wordy at all. Like there's, I think 2, maybe 3 pages of text. That is it for the entire pattern. It tells you to applique using your preferred method, and then you are assembling everything. So it does give you the layout, the information for the background squares or rectangles or what have you for each of the different panel pieces. So all of that is in the pattern as far as what sizes you need. Oh, the bears just lost. Oh, that stinks. I just got the pattern in the mail yesterday. Oh, fantastic, Susan. So you get to see it too. All right. So what they include in the pattern, and I am pulling out just the pages that say January on them. Okay. This whole section, gotta put it where you guys can see it. And gotta get this bag out of the way. I've got a lot of static electricity going on, so that's a real thing today. So this section right here with the 3 gnomes is the one that is January and February, believe it or not. So some of it is January, some of it is February. So what they give you is they give you placements. So this part of the gnome, this gnome in particular, is supposed to be February, and that is the dark blue padded gnome here. He's supposed to be February. The girl gnome, hey Joan, welcome in. The girl gnome, she is supposed to be January. She's the one here in the middle. She's got long little braids on either side. And then the other gnome that has the buckle on his hat is also on January. Okay, So they give you placement guides. These are the placement guide ones. So you don't have to worry about these until you're ready to put everything together. The opposite side, when they give you all of the different diagrams, these are your different pieces and parts that you're going to need, okay? So you get extra long pages and nothing is layered on top of everything. So you know when you're tracing it out that it is going to be exactly what you need. So what I have done, and you can do this however you choose to do it. If I had thought ahead, I would have taken these pages and photocopied them onto freezer paper. That make things so much simpler. But did I do that? No, of course not. Of course not. I took and I hand traced all of my pieces onto freezer paper. Oh, good question. Chloe is asking Pam if they were half or full aprons. Very good question. So I've got all of my pieces here, but I have not trimmed them close. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over the different options that you can do if you're going to use freezer paper for applique. Because if you've never done freezer paper applique, here's a good lesson. If I was going to just do raw edge applique, what I could do is I could take and fuse this onto the pieces that I need and then do this trimming. Okay, so I'm actually trimming on the line right now. This is the line that I traced. Hey Lori, welcome in. So I'm trimming on the line that I traced. So I will have a little bit of freezer paper waste coming off the outside of this hat. This was the girl hat, so we're gonna start with the middle gnome, just because that's what I'm starting with. But if I was going to do raw edge applique, I would wait to trim this until I press this to my fabric. So with that being said, you don't want to trim this after you fuse it if you're going to do needle turn or anything that looks like needle turn, which is what I'm going to do. I'm not actually going to hand stitch this. This is going to be machine stitched, but I want the look of machine or of needle turn where all of my edges are securely hidden and pressed out of the way. So I'm going to do it by trimming this all in advance, and then I will cut extra on my fabric with seam allowances. Chloe says she cut out all the clues for Reflections Mystery today. Now to sew and trim. Right. I did have a question about December. The video is correct. So if you are working through December and you have two different darks, follow the video, not the handout. I have not gotten a chance to go back in and do the updates to it. I thought I had, and apparently I haven't, because it got hit to me the other day. So whatever dark you use in Clue 1 is not the dark for Clue 3 for December. Let's see, didn't mind raw edge when I could use my Viking. The Dookie is straight stitch only and makes raw edge hard. It does. It does. Raw edge is best when you do have a zigzag on your machine. Hey Terry, welcome in. Glad you're here. Yeah, raw edge is definitely better when you have a zigzag or blanket stitch, for example. I don't particularly like raw edge because I have done raw edge on a quilt before, and that quilt is now kind of coming apart on its own. Not anything I did, but just the quilt is coming apart. So I'm gonna put my trash can close to me so I can reach it. So I just dislike trying to do raw edge. I dislike it. Some things that I'm gonna have to do raw edge on are probably the McKenna Ryan projects. They are very raw edge heavy. You are encouraged to do raw edge applique. Those patterns are designed to be raw edge. The pieces are really tiny and very sharp curves, and everything is all very close together. And I don't foresee that being a really great needle turn project. It would be incredibly hard to do a McKenna Ryan project with needle turn. And I'm going to try to do it this year. So you guys will get to see me do raw edge as well. But this project, I definitely want it to look needle turn. Chloe says she likes the blanket stitch on raw edge applique. I like that better probably than the satin stitch. My only problem with blanket stitch is if you do not have a fusible that is going to stand the test of time, your edges may still come apart a little bit, and I don't like that. Now with raw edge, you can also do a free form raw edge, where you don't mind that the edges fray and fuzz. Hey Judy, welcome in. If you don't mind the edges fraying and fuzzing up, then, so be it. But I kind of mind. It kind of bothers me. So I don't like that. That's not on my thing. Hey, Rayanne, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pull her out. That's my placement guide. That way I know which pieces I'm doing. All right. So that is her hat. And everything that I've got is reversed. So it's all reversed. So the side that I'm putting down is not the side that is going to be facing up. Okay. So I'm going to fuse this to the back of my project. So the back of my fabrics. So when you go to fuse this freezer paper in place, you are going to fuse it on the back. All of the designs on this pattern are pre-reversed. So that's another thing. If you are working on doing an applique project, Paladin doesn't want to go hang out with Daddy for a while. Oh, he is determined. Oh, he is determined. Birthday boy problems, right? Birthday boy problems. I'm sorry. My husband's over here trying to get Paladin's attention and get him to get up and go with him. And Paladin just flat out laying down on the floor to avoid going. It's kind of funny. Susan says she's going to have to pull out her Bernina to zigzag the applique on a row by row. Yeah. The row by rows are also done as raw edge applique. And I get the draw of raw edge. I spoke to someone probably about 4 or 5 months ago now. We were talking about applique, and she's, describing how much she loves applique, and that I was like, well, I hate how time consuming it can be. And she's like, it's not that bad. You're just zigzagging it down. I'm like, oh no, you're doing raw edge. That's why. That's why. All right, now I don't know which feet are which, and I don't think it really matters that much. So we'll figure out feet here in a minute. I don't know which pieces and parts go to which. I hope that they didn't include 2 of that. We'll figure out which gnome that goes to later. I did not mark on every piece which gnome it goes to. Hey, Jacqueline, welcome in. I didn't mark it because I was just in a hurry, and all I wanted to do was mark what month it was, and that was it. Now, when I first started, I did, of course, start on January, I believe. So this one actually says Girl Braid, and then says January on it, because that's what I wrote on it. But, you don't have to necessarily write all that detail. You just need to write that it's January or January, February, or, just write, something that's going to keep you on the loop. Now, if you're doing this as a month-to-month project, you can wait until that month and work on it. You can also go ahead and do what I did, which is trace literally all of it. That way I could be done with the tracing part and put my freezer paper extras away and just get down to the nitty gritty. So all of my pieces for the entire project are traced. So the only thing I don't have done is I don't have my background fabric for this to go on to. I don't have that already picked out. Like I don't I don't know if I've got fabric in the box yet. I'm going to look. We're going to see what I have and what I don't have. And we may pull out a scrap box tonight if we need it. Hey, James. Hey, Cynthia. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday. So I did mention at the beginning that I have had to make some hard decisions today. One of those hard decisions is I am going to, for health reasons, I'm going to have to cut the majority of my 4-H work. I'm spending a lot of time and energy into doing the prep and the planning and all of the considerations for 4-H. And my body is just not holding up to it. It is not liking me at all for it. So I am going to go ahead and cut that out. That is going to be one of the things that I drop. I'm still going to do my podcast. So don't get me wrong. I am still going to do that. But that is one thing that I am cutting out is I am going to cut out my 4-H work. I'm just not enjoying it as much as I should be enjoying it to be able to be putting in as much effort as I am. So that is going to change here in the next 30 days as I don't know if I'm going to continue teaching the classes that I've already got scheduled or not, but I am going to step away from 4-H. It's just something that I don't know that I can handle in 2026. And I thought going into 2026 that it was okay. But I realized with the trip to Utah that it's just far too much. It's far too much work for any of the return that I'm getting from it. So, yeah. Thank you, Pam. She says, sorry to hear, but glad you're taking care of you. Yeah, it definitely is a taking care of me thing. I cannot push my body further than what I already have been. And I probably overbooked myself to begin with, but I realized while I was in Utah that I wasn't able to just worry about my channel. I was worrying about 4-H. I was worrying about my channel. I was worrying about my podcast. I was worrying about myself, worrying about my health, worrying about everything that I've got going on. The retreat, everything. I was worrying about everything. And then 4-H was just, I'm not getting any kind of returns on it. And there's no sense in pushing myself like that. So, thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a hard decision to have to make something like that. Especially when you know that it's a charity kind of project, because it is. I mean, I was not getting paid for 4-H. But I made the decision. So a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. I don't make resolutions. I don't make lists, and I don't make plans for the new year as far as, ringing in the new year kind of thing. I don't make those kinds of programs for my life anymore. Hey, Susie, welcome in. And by the way, I will get yours put in. You are good. You are good. The mail came while I was gone, and it's still there when I got back. So you are good. So yeah, I'm gonna step away from 4-H, but I'm going to do my best to leave them on good terms. Like, I'm not going to completely abandon them. I will come help out as needed. If they need somebody and they have a specific project and yeah, that's okay. Chloe, she's like, I don't know why I post twice. Yeah, it keeps coming back. It likes you. I just know that it's time for me to take care of me. And 2026 is my year to take care of me. So the things that are important to me are the things that I need to take care of and do. I took on some additional responsibilities with my husband's nonprofit, which helps veterans. So I'm not going to not be volunteering because I'm still going to keep Quilts of Valor and I'm still going to do angel gowns, but I'm going to do them on terms that work with my body versus pushing myself to overextend and overexert. So it is time for me to just take stock and not do the things I should not be doing. We're just not going to do the things we should not. How does that sound? All right, I don't need the beard. I do need a body. She doesn't have a body, and I've got the other braid for her, and that's actually everything for her. Once I get the body and the braid, we will be ready to go on the girl gnome. The girl gnome. Now, you can also do this if you were wanting to do raw edge applique instead of doing freezer paper. You can also do this with a product like Applique Fusion Fix or Heat and Bond, something like that. Yes, thank you, Chloe. She says it's a good decision for you. We don't want you to worry. I'm definitely doing a lot of worrying. Definitely do a lot of worrying. No patterns available for purchase. Yeah. So you can call Valley Fabric Shop and they can send it to you, even though it's not on the website. They can still do that because all they have to do is print it and then they can ship it. And I don't know why it was on there last week. So I don't know why they took it down. Unless it's their website automatically takes it down after, so many days without purchasing it. Yes, I think for the gnome quilt. Yeah, I think so. Is that what we're talking about? Is that this pattern wasn't available for purchase on the website, on the Valley Fabric Shop website? Because I went looking for it just a minute ago because I was going to go, well, we'll go ahead and put it in the chat, and it wasn't there. I think Chloe's phone has decided to hijack her and post everything she posts twice. Oh, Chloe, your phone has got you. Yeah, for the Valley Fabric Shop. So they will you can call them. They should be open tomorrow, I would believe. I don't believe they would be closed tomorrow. I know it's a federal holiday, but I don't think they honor that. I don't think they do anything about that. But yeah, I would call them and then they can work out everything from there. If you need me to have them add it back to the page, then that's what we'll do. I may go ahead and send them another email of, hey, can you guys keep this up there? Because I'm stitching it this year. It's going to be asked for a lot this year. I think it's so cute, right? Right? Where else do you get all of these cute little gnomes and gnome-related items? And this is very gardening friendly. Like there's flowers, there's a wheelbarrow, there's a watering pail, all of the cool gardening, gnoming related things, the little boot with the flowers in it, the rain boot, the tulips, and the mushroom house, the little gnome mushroom house, a bird, a hedgehog, and a rabbit, bunny rabbit are all in there. It's so cute. It's so cute. So yeah, it's going to be a fun quilt, I think. And yes, in case you're wondering, yes, I have yellow for this quilt. There will be yellow going into this quilt. Quite a bit of it. Quite a bit. All right. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. So if I was doing raw edge, what I would do is instead of doing all of this, I would skip to the next step, which is fusing this freezer paper onto the back of your fabric. But since I'm not doing that, we're not going to do that. That's why I'm going ahead and trimming this up. Now, I may go ahead for next week, I may go ahead and pre-trim because I think next week we're actually going to sew. I'm not going to worry about sewing this week. We're just going to trim and cut and do the fun stuffs. And then next week we'll actually do the sewing. Then that's everywhere laughing at me. I love it. I love it. I'm glad y'all can laugh at me, That's kind of the point. I don't want you guys to not be able to laugh. That's what Sundays are about. Sundays are about enjoying each other and hanging out and just having a blast. All right, so I've got all of my pieces cut out and they are trimmed to the exact size. Now I'll need the placement guide again in a bit. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Placement guide can go off to the side. I don't need it right now. Okay. So I'm going to look back at the picture and I really wish I could zoom. Laughing with me. Okay, see, that's fair. That's fair. I can take that. All right, I'm going to see if I can zoom this in. I have been having a lot of trouble with cameras today. Oh, good. I can zoom. It lets me zoom. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. My camera's letting me zoom. Okay. I shouldn't be that excited, but I am crazy excited that it let me zoom. I can't tell you how many times I restarted the computer earlier. And the fan is still out, so I still have to get another case fan. Like, it's a whole deal, guys. It's a whole deal. Okay, so we are doing this gnome here in the middle, but we're going to do whatever colors I've got. I don't care what colors they came in. We're going to do our own colors. All right, get all of that out of the way. And we're going to open this thing up and see if we need to go find some more fabric. All right, we're going to zoom back out. I'm going to leave my settings up so I can keep doing this because I feel like I'm going to be doing this all night long. We're going to zoom back out. There we go. All right, that'll be good enough. And I know it's not super bright. I could go turn the extra overhead on, but I think that'll be too much. So I'm not going to do that. All right. Oh, fabric. Oh, it's gnome fabric. It's gardening gnomes fabric. I love it. I love it. Okay. Did a Sunbonnet Sue quilt. Excited at first and then it couldn't wait to get done with it. Turned into work and no fun. Yeah. And that's kind of why I'm doing this. Navy polka dot border. Oh, I wrote that in because, that's what that's going to be. I'm going to put this in place of the navy polka dot border. Okay. So we're going to pull that out anyway because I'm not going to deal with it tonight. I'm not cutting into the gnomes. Okay. Sorry to hear that, James. I've always wanted to do one. Okay, so yes, Sunbonnet Sue gets very boring after a bit. To me too. You're not alone. By the time you get done with Sunbonnet Sue, you have done so many of the same thing over and over. So I kind of like this project because it is something different every time. It's the same process and same basic steps, but every month is a little bit different. So I do like that. All right. So I'm going to try not to push all my pieces away by thumbing through these. Okay. I'm actually going to zoom back in just a little bit. Let me see if I can adjust something on my computer to make this easier each time. There we go. There's that, and configure, and there's that. Okay. So now I should be able to go back and forth without, and my remote is not working for this camera either. It's a whole deal, guys. It is a whole deal today. Technology has decided to take a dump on my computer today. I love the gnome fabric, Tammy. Love it. Yes, I found it at Joann's after they started the clearance sale. I went up, I saw it. I'm like, I have that pattern. I want this for this pattern. I don't know exactly how I'm going to use it, but I want it. And the Joann's representative was like, how much do you want? I said, whatever is left. So whatever is in there is what I got. Sylvia, welcome in. She did 2 Alaskan Sunbonnet Sues. It was fun. Not sure I'd do an entire quilt. Yeah, see, there you go. By the time you're done with an entire sunbonnet quilt, you are exhausted of it because it's the same repetitive applique. So this one's not the same repetitive applique, which I really like about it. All right, so we've got this bright yellow, which I think would be fantastic for her outfit. In the pattern, she is in a red bonnet, red hood, and blue outfit with brown boots, white braids, and a little yellow flower with a center, or a pink flower with a yellow center. But I think this might actually work for her outfit. We may come back to that. This is a green batik, but it has scissors on it. It has scissors, y'all. It has scissors. That would actually be a good outfit for her as well. And I kind of think I like that maybe. So we may pull that out. This green would actually be great for her hat. So we can kind of keep her in the same theme. Oh, that's a good question. Chloe's asking Sylvia, what made them Alaskan sunbonnets? That's a very good question. All right, so I have this bee fabric, this honeycomb fabric, and it is very much an orangey yellow, which is gorgeous. It's like a gold. It's pretty. Not a fan of sunbonnet suit. I know zero Susans who like it, right? Oh, Susan, that's hilarious. I love that you pointed that out. I had not even thought of that. Sylvia says, yes, I'd like the gnome one for its different scenes going on. Yeah, see, there you go. It's all the difference. All the difference. Okay, now this could actually be her outfit too. This is really dark though. But I have plenty of it. And I could use it for multiple different things. This is, oh, what is it? What is it? It's Inspirations, Waverly Inspirations screen print. But it's black and it's got blue and orange and pink flowers, birds, and all the things in there. So it's got all that kind of stuff. This may be a little too light for her outfit. This may actually be a background for some of them. This one, this is, it's got seed packets on it. So we've got morning glories, sunflowers, poppy seeds, daisies, petunias, and sweet peas. And that's just what I can think of. That's just the ones that I can read right now. So this may be some background. I don't know. And then we've got this bright goldish orange, which I think I have enough for, yeah, I have enough for her hat. I could do her hat in a golden orange. Ooh, I could do her outfit in this. And this is blue flowers and golden golden mini flowers on there. Those would go really well together. So outfit and then hat. One had a full raincoat, the other had native attire for like a cuspic or something. Oh, that's very cool. That is awesome. All right, now this is beautiful. It's very big print. I'm not sure I want to use it on her hat because I think it's too busy. And same with this. It's very, very busy, but it's not right for her hat. This is so cute too, though. But still, again, a little busy for her hat. I think the orangey one that I pulled out a minute ago, the gold, will work really well. Here's an orange that is going into the quilt at some point. I'm not sure exactly when and where, but it may go into her brother's. Her brothers may wear that. I don't know. And then there's this orange as well, but it doesn't quite match the one that I pulled out. Oh, right. This one, this fabric is so stinking cute. It says artichoke and onion and bell peppers and tomatoes, olive oil, and recipes, garlic, mushrooms, lemons, eggplant. Like it's got all of that on here. It's so cute. So cute. All right, and this will be going into the quilt too, guys. It is a bright yellow, bold yellow, and I think it's actually going to go for part of the flower. I think that's going to be the center of her flower because it will stand out. And let's see what else I got. Okay, that I put binding on, so that's probably my binding, that orange I just pulled. Sashing solid navy is going to be that teal, so apparently I have enough of that for that. Ooh, this looks like background. Yep, I picked out this for backgrounds, and maybe that for backgrounds as well. I don't know. So it looks like I don't have anything for her hair or her shoes, and I don't have anything for her nose. So we're gonna have to figure out something like that. It was fun. I met my rain boots. Oh, that's adorable, Sylvia. I love that. I love it. All right, so we're gonna set these 4 fabrics aside because I apparently earmarked them. And we're not gonna make her an alien, so she's not gonna be green. Not gonna do that to her. And I have tons of scraps in scrap boxes, so we're gonna pull out a scrap box. So let me pull the pieces that are already gonna be taken care of. and then we'll pull the scrap box. All right. So this solid yellow is, let me get one width of fabric, or one layer of fabric, because I don't need multiples. It's too much fabric. I've got yard at least of this yellow. I only need a little bit of it. And I don't normally trim like this, but we're going to trim it. And I apologize if you have sensitive ears. If you do, please shield your ears. I am about to tear fabric. So we're going to see if this will tear. Green for wicked character. Oh, you're right, Sylvia. You're so right. All right. So if you did not know that cotton fabric will do that, now you do. I do not always do that, and I don't usually do that on a live because I know the sound can be cringy. That's why I was warning you guys. But it works really, really well for a straight cut to your fabric, because you're not actually cutting the fabric, you're just ripping it literally along that seam line. All right, and that's just because I have that big of a piece, and I don't need that big of a piece for any of it. Oh, maybe for a background or backing, but I don't need it for this. And I am so staticky. So staticky. I'm stuck to everything. Okay, who else is staticky tonight? I've been shown ripping, but it terrifies me. Okay, so there's nothing to be terrified of. If you've got some scrap, if somebody gives you some scrap fabric and it is cut unevenly, when you take and you tear it, you are going to get grain line tear, which is exactly what you need. A grain line tear is going to give you a straight of grain that you can use exactly as you need to. I know tearing cross grain works. Can you tear lengthwise? I would not. The way that the warp and the weft work, the only way that you can tear is across that grain. Can you tear it the other way? Yes. Do I recommend it? Absolutely not. I will never do it that way. It doesn't give you a clean tear every time when you tear the other direction. And the cheaper the fabric, possibly the better it tears or the worse it tears, one or the other. And especially if it is a poly cotton blend, you will not get a good tear across it. Now this is actually, I didn't tell you guys, but this is a poly cotton. You can kind of smell it after you use the iron on it. You can smell that melted polyester. And so I smell that off of this fabric. So it is a little polyester in it. And I kind of figured that looking at the selvage, it was going to be a polyester blend, a poly cotton. But it still tears that way just fine. I don't know that I would trust it to tear the other way. That's what I thought, so I'm glad I didn't try it. Yeah, I wouldn't do it for borders. I only do it for things that I don't care if they are accurate. Like if you've got enough extra to tear, then go ahead and do it. If you don't have enough extra to tear, then don't do it. I've never saw the tearing thing. I learned something tonight. Oh, very good. See, you learned something new. All right, so we have our flower center that is now fused in place. So all I did was I put the freezer paper, the shiny side, down on my fabric, and I fused it in place. All right, so just to give you an example, I just lined up the tear line at the top, and the cut line at the bottom is not even. It's kind of hard to tell because of the static, but it is not even all the way across this fabric. There's a significant difference in that cut line. So tearing evened that up. And it really matters more if you need that straight of grain, or if you don't know that you've got a straight of grain, especially after you wash something, you might not have a very clear straight of grain. So it's kind of a little bit more important then to do it. It's not a guarantee that you have to do it. You don't have to do anything. But if you're going to, that's when I would do it. All right, so this is going to be her body. So I'm going to set my freezer paper on that, and I'm going to set it pretty close to the edge. I'm going to give myself about 1/4 of an inch on my two edges. So up here, I'm giving myself about 1/4 of an inch, and over here about 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So I'm just going to take this over to my iron. And I do like having something written on my freezer paper, because then I know for sure, and I'm not ever having to question whether or not I can see that it is the shiny side or not. Okay. So it doesn't take long to fuse it. In fact, it is already done. Okay. So that piece is already fused in place. So I'm going to rough trim around it. And I really wish that I had not hidden my good fabric scissors from myself. I don't know where they ended up. These are my paper scissors, okay? I'll use these. They're not good for big trimming like this, but they're going to have to work. Because my fabric scissors are just not cutting fabric beautifully. And what I found out, what somebody told me, and I don't know the truth of it because I haven't used my own microscope or anything, is that, so that's the body, is that paper actually leaves pieces behind, and that's what dulls your scissors. And freezer paper is no exclusion to that. So if you are putting your freezer paper on here and then you're going to cut on the line, use your paper scissors. I know you could technically use your fabric scissors, but use your paper scissors for as much as you can, because you are going to dull your scissors by cutting through freezer paper. And yeah, it's better to not. All right, now this fabric is not directional, okay? It doesn't matter if I go this way or this way, okay? But this fabric does have a definite pattern to it, okay? It's not directional in that it matters which way the direction goes for up and down or right or left, whatever. But it will make a difference the way things look if you put things wonky. If you want that straight up and down line, then take the extra time and line it up for a straight up and down line. And her hat is a straight up and down hat. So I'm going to try to get a straight up and down hat. So I'm going to use the pattern on the fabric to fussy place my freezer paper. Okay. Let me get my iron a little bit out of the way so I can put this over here without messing it up. All right. And I am going to also put her collar out of this fabric. So while I'm over here with it, I'm going to go ahead and put her collar down as well. And her collar, I'm going to go the opposite direction of her hat, because it doesn't really matter that much to me, and it will still be just fine. So we're getting 2 pieces out of this one. Okay. So that's the front side, and there is the back. Okay. Now I'm going to cut these out real quick, and I think we will dive into the scraps as well. So we have all of our pieces and parts. What do you guys think? You guys haven't gotten into my scrap boxes, have you? You haven't been in my scrap boxes lately? I got enough of them. I'm still accepting 1-inch squares, by the way. If you can get a 1-inch square out of it, I will still use it. I will absolutely still use it. Hey, Laura, welcome in. Oh, you and me both. You and me both. She said, sorry, it's been a day. No, you and me both. Absolutely, it's been a day. It has absolutely been a day. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Okay, so we need boots or shoes. We need her nose. We need the back end of the flower, so the petals of the flower. We need her braids. And that's it. That's all we got to find. This is the fun part, packing fabric. I know, right? Gotta have some fun on Sunday night. Gotta have some fun on Sunday night. Okay, let's get my shoe on my foot. And you know what? I think instead of grabbing scraps for her nose, because I'm going to have to do other gnomes' noses, I might just go ahead and pull a fabric for all of my gnomes to have for their nose. So let's go with, oh, that would be a weird pattern. Let's not do that one. I found one that would be a little awkward to explain why they have that kind of pattern on their noses. Let's see. Oh, that's pink. That's a little too pink. A solid's really going to work really well. So I guess we're going to go, not really the kind of color range I was thinking, but it's going to stand out a little too much. Let's see. What do we want for the noses? Oh, there we go. There we go. We have a peach color that is mottled just a little bit. Just a little bit, but that'll be perfect. Okay, so we have the noses. Okay. So her braids are in white. And I don't think, are all gnomes ancient? Are we going to do white? I have a couple of whites that I can use. But I guess we probably should use white, shouldn't we? It's not a bad color to use. Okay, this is a solid white. I don't like using it for much, so we're going to use it for this. That will work. Okay, so I need the boots, and then we need the flower. The boots. I do have brown. Ooh, I like that brown a little bit better. This one's a little bit flashier. That one's a little, oh, brown hair. Ooh, okay, we can do brown hair. Let's do brown hair. I like that. Thank you. I like that idea. It'll match mine. You know, I could do shiny brown hair. Do I want to do shiny brown? No, let's not do shiny brown. Shiny brown is a little too much. Okay. So we are going to do, I have a solid brown, so we're going to do solid brown here. Okay, so we've got nose, and that was boots and hair, and we just need the flower. Flower we can probably get out of, I don't want to dig out of that one because that one's hard to get into. Let me see. Okay, we don't have any pink in here yet. We don't have any pink. So let's find a pink that I like, that I think I can handle looking at for all of this. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, actually I've got several paints. Okay, I'm gonna pull out two. These are not actual full fat quarters. They're on my fat quarter bolts, but they're not full fat quarters. So I've got this one, and it is more, it's very, very close to the same color. Like it's mottled, but it's just barely mottled, okay? Then I have this that has stars on it. So this is gonna go into the box because I like it. And we're gonna use this one for this flower. Okay. Because we're gonna be putting a flower on the hat, and I think that's gonna work really well. I haven't gotten to pick fabric like this in a while. I love you guys for supporting me on this. I love it. So this project can entirely be done from your scrap boxes. So instead of buying new fabric, you could potentially just go through your scrap boxes and find things in your scrap boxes depending on how much scrap you have. I have a lot of scrap boxes and I have a lot of scrap. So I could do a lot of these should I want to. All right, so here's the question. You guys were asking if I can cut across the grain or tear across the other direction. So we're gonna try it. I got enough to try it with. So here's my selvage. Okay, so you can. You apparently can do it. I just don't normally do it. I don't know if there's a reason why I shouldn't, but I don't normally. So you can try it. I mean, I know fabric does tear across that, but I think fabric is absolutely, I think it's weaker that way to begin with. And I think that's why they typically tell you not to do it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember if they told me if there was a reason why they didn't do it at Hancock Fabrics back when I worked inside of a Hancock Fabrics. So, but apparently you can do it. So, Nanette and Pam, yes, apparently you can. Apparently it is a valid option should you want to tear the other direction. I just have never done that before. I'm glad you guys asked. I'm glad you guys asked. Gave me an opportunity to try something new. See, James came here and learned something new, and then you guys are challenging me to try something new. I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed one bit. All right, I don't think I can cut an inch, can I? Ooh, I can. So I still have a little bit of scrap off of this. Okay. And then the rest is going in the bucket. All right, there we go. So I've got this extra. And there's a gnome hat and a much bigger flower. And there's other things that I can use this for later. So it will get a lot of use in this quilt. And I think it's a good pink color to go along with everything. When have you guys ever seen me use this much yellow? When have you ever seen me use it? Like this. All right, now this brown, I have more than one fat quarter of it. It is an actual fat quarter. It is also a poly fat quarter. Absolutely, Sylvia. She says, good night, sweet dreams, everyone. Thank you for being here. Have a great evening. Go pet some fabric before you head off to bed. Absolutely go pet some fabric. All right. So we're going to pull that one. And then the, this one's for hair. This brown is for hair. So we're going to put the rest of it over there. I should have just rolled it off anyway, but that's all right. Because I will be using big pieces for the next two gnomes. So big brown beards. The boys have big, big brown beards. All right. I do not like using the small ironing board for this. I will say that. When you are doing applique projects and you're putting bigger pieces down, having the bigger board really comes in handy. The small board works, but it's just not as comfortable. So, oh, you know what? I can take this on Wednesday and machine stitch it on Wednesday. Ooh, that would be nice. That way I go and stitch it on Quinn. And that can be my 2026 project. Is I can go stitch this on Wednesdays with my quilt group. And then I've got people to talk to me while I'm doing something I don't super enjoy. And I can do different stitches for different things. So the biggest thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to find different colors. So that's going to be my biggest project, is I'm just going to have to find all the different colors of thread to use for all of these. So like I haven't even picked that out yet. I have not even remotely picked out all the different thread colors. So that's going to be another thing, is picking out the thread colors. I actually enjoy that part more than anything else. You guys like picking out the fabrics. I love picking out thread colors. It sounds like I don't. I'm not. It doesn't. I'm not normally that person, but for this, I am. I like doing that. It is a lot of fun for me, picking out thread colors. All right, there we go. And this fabric, because it's a solid, you can't really tell a right side or a wrong side. So we are just choosing a side. And this is another poly cotton blend. So if you guys are wondering how I use my poly cottons, this is how I use them. I put them in applique because once they're stitched down, they are not stabilizing the quilt. They are just adorning the quilt. And I feel a lot better about adorning the quilt with my less than good quality cottons. So that's another thing you can consider. So when you have a lot of random fabrics or random trims that you want to use up, it's great for applique because then it's not it's not structural to the quilt, and you're not running the risk of your other fabrics falling apart before your polys do. Your polys are going to outlast your cottons. Um, oh, this is more yellow. It's not really peach. Oops. We're still going to use it. We're still going to use it. This is still going to be the nose. Noses are going to be yellow instead of peach, but that's okay. We're still going to do it. We're still going to do it. And if I change my mind before I get this all cut out, then I can still change it. As long as I haven't stitched it in place, then I can still change it. So if I don't like it then, I can change it then. Okay. All right. So the girl didn't have that many pieces and parts. For January, it's going to be the girl and the 2 boy gnomes in that same window for January and February. March is a totally different one. So as long as I get this done in January and February, these 3 gnomes, then we're good to go. And I think I am going to do this also on the 2nd and 4th, or no, sorry, the last 2 Sundays in February as well. I'm going to have to look at a schedule here in just a second to make sure. But I think I'm going to do this the last 2 Sundays of every month for a little bit. How did my meeting go? Okay. It's a very good question. No, you're fine. You're fine asking that. So I had my hearing on Thursday, and it's incredibly stressful to go to those hearings in case you've never been to one. May you never have to. And it went okay as far as I know. This judge, I do not like him. Sam, I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. He is one of those. I just do not like this gentleman. I feel like the Social Security Administration could absolutely choose somebody a little bit more to my liking, because he is not that. He is not that to me at all. And so my hearing went okay, but I have no idea which direction he's going to go. And I will not know until I receive a letter in the mail. And I'm hoping for a positive answer. I'm not holding my breath because I have learned he is a hard person to read, and that's putting it mildly. So I don't know what the decision will be, but I'm definitely hopeful. I'm definitely hopeful. Yes, Laura says she's been to one herself. Yeah, it was super stressful. It is. It's crazy stressful. And I did not have an attorney. So I had to do my best to stand up for myself without upsetting this judge. And I think he's easily upset. I think that might be part of the problem, is maybe he just didn't like me the first time. So I'm hoping I didn't upset him by standing up for myself. But I had to, because he was completely ignoring half of the information he needed to pay attention to. So we'll see what happens, and if I have to appeal again, we'll do it. Oh, the horde waiting on a suit. I know, right? Thank you, Pam. She says prayers and good thoughts your way. I know. I'm definitely going to need it. This waiting game is for the birds. It is absolutely for the birds. Oh, it's horrid. It's horrid. The waiting game is probably the worst thing. Oh, thank you, Laura. She says, we'll continue to pray for you, my husband and I. Thank you. The waiting is absolutely the worst. Because I've already been to the appeals council, the appeal circuit, my next route, if he rules against me again, because this will be the 3rd time that I've seen this judge, if he rules against me again, the next route, to my knowledge, is I have to take the Social Security Administration to court myself. So I have to file an actual lawsuit level. And that's just never appetizing. Never appetizing. So we're hoping that I don't have to go that route. And I'm not hopeful that it's going to go that route. Like, I'm not hopeful that I'm going to get that answer, because I know I got my hopes up last time, and it was devastating when I got the bad news that it didn't go my way. And so it's just a matter of, seeing if he will actually acquiesce and back off and put me back on the disability that I so desperately need. So it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to start with a curved piece. I'm going to start with the center of the flower. It's also the smallest piece um, on this gnome. So what I do, and let me zoom you guys back in. There we go. All right, so what I do is I trim 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, the waiting is the worst part. You're on 2 prayer lists. Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah, I'm fairly good with the patience part. The hardest part, I do have informed delivery on my letters. So the post office will let me know when that letter is set to arrive that day. The hardest part is going to be opening that envelope. Because if it is not the news that I'm hoping for, I don't want to be crushed again. I don't know how much I can handle it. So it's just going to be, I think Tom's going to have to open it because I don't know if I can do it. Oh yeah, the black hole with no communication. I mean, this one, so the last time that I saw this judge was in May of 24, the very end of May, and it took till the middle of July before I got my answer. And it was a bad answer. I'm not going to deny it. It was a bad answer. But it took that long to get that answer. All right, so I've got this trimmed 1/4 of an inch all the way around. So how do I turn all of this over and not have it really crazy looking later? I'm going to take and cut little wedges out. So I go in every 1/2 an inch or so, and I cut 2 pieces, or make 2 cuts to make little pizza cuts, little pizza slice cuts out of this piece. I'm not worried necessarily if they're going to fall right now. I know it's going to be hard to tell on the cameras. I really wish I had a way to get my cameras working today. They just are not wanting to cooperate. But I cut wedges out every 1/2 an inch or so. So that when I fold this fabric over, I'm not going to have a lot of extra bulk. I'm still going to have bulk, but it's not going to be as much extra bulk. All of these little wedges make a huge impact to the final piece. Now, if I have a much tighter curve, which I will have on the flower pieces, it's going to be a much tighter curve on the outside edges. I am going to cut probably even more. I may cut every 1/4 of an inch because you want to give the remaining fabric a fighting chance at laying flat. And you're not cutting all the way to the line, you're cutting a thread or 2 shy of the line, okay? So when you come in here and you snip out this extra fabric, you are going to leave just a little bit of edge all the way down, okay? So that's why I'm not worried about the wedges not falling out necessarily. So like some of them aren't, but that's okay. But you can kind of see that I've cut those out, but I've left like a thread or 2 to keep that. It seems just crazy. We work hard for them and then it feels they hold our retirement hostage. Yeah, absolutely. And same thing with Social Security disability. My black hole is waiting to find out what the biopsy said. Christmas and my surgeon's father's death put his seeing the report. Oh, I bet, Susan. Oh my gosh. I would have been an absolute wreck waiting for that. All right. So what you can do after you have cut all of that and trimmed, you can take it to the iron and do exactly what I'm doing right now, which I'll show you what it's going to look like in just a second. And you can simply just press it down. It doesn't work very well, but you can do it. Okay, this is also a poly cotton, so it's going to be a little bit more stubborn. So as I was pressing that down, I mean, it presses, and I've still got the freezer paper in there. So it presses down, but not all of it presses and stays pressed. You can use the Acorn Easy Press pen for this, but do I have mine out? Do I know where it is right this second? No. No to both. So what I'm going to do is I am going to spray it with starch once my starch activates. I do have this problem when I haven't used my starch bottle in a day or two. Okay, so I only put enough starch on there, and all the rest of the starch I'm spraying just directly into my ironing board. So it's not sitting there on my piece. So what happens when you do that is it will curl up. Okay, so it curled up pretty substantially, which is okay. That's okay. I'm going to take and finger press this back, around the corner, just all of these little edges, finger press them in place. Oh, I hear you, James. He says his disability took over 3 years. Luckily, he has 3 sisters that helped him get by. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, if I was not married to my husband, I would be struggling. I don't know how I would be making it right now because I have no income. I have absolutely no income. My ad revenue on YouTube is very low. So even though I just hit 1,000 and I now have ads on my channel, the ad revenue is really low. Super chats do help me a lot. That's why I do the super chat raffles, because they really do come through. I mean, is it gangbusters? No. Is it enough to live off of? No. But it's just enough to help with a bill here and there. It's just enough to help with shipping costs, running, getting fabric that I need. It's just enough for stuff like that. So things have been tight. I will not lie. Things have definitely been tight. And waiting on something like that is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, so I've let that starch dry just a hair so it's not like super wet where my iron's going to stick to it. But now that that piece has enough starch on it and it's still attached to the freezer paper, all I had to do was go put my iron over the edges. Okay? And I'm going to show you, I still screwed it up just a little bit, but it'll be fine. It'll be just fine. Because nobody's going to know except for me and you guys because I'm showing you. All right, so this is the front side and this is the back side. So all of those little pieces just lay as flat as can be. There we go. My camera likes me now. All right. So now that I've got that done, all I do is pull up the edges just enough to get my hands on that freezer paper, and then I can pull the freezer paper out. Okay. So now I have a perfectly pressed piece that is ready for stitching down. And it's going to look like needle turn applique, aside from the fact that it's going to have a different stitch on it. It's not going to be a needle turn stitch because there isn't one on the machine. But if I wanted to needle turn, we can absolutely do it. Oh no! Laura says that her internet's been awful today. The video keeps buffering. That's crazy. It could also be my end. If anybody else is seeing it buffering, let me know. Because it could be on my end as well. I have had nothing but computer problems all day today when I have used this computer. So I don't know what the deal is. Judy's back in the chat. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, so we've got our flower center. Oh, there we go. And so now we're going to do the flower. So the next step, you can do this in whatever order you like to do it. So you can prep all of these pieces and just sit in front of the TV and pre-cut all of it. It absolutely works that way. It absolutely works. All right, so I'm rough trimming that 1/4 inch all the way around the flower petals because I didn't before. I just got enough of the fabric cut off so that it wasn't like all over the place. But now I'm rough trimming around. No buffering here, says James. Okay, so it is Laura's internet. I'm sorry, Laura. You are special tonight for that reason. That's not the reason we want you to be special, but that is the reason you're special tonight. It's been a crazy day here. It's just been such a crazy day. Such a crazy day. I did get Charmed to Meet You quilted. So I'm going to a quilt group tomorrow night. Helen says it's not buffering. Oh, by the way, hi Helen. If I didn't say hi to you before, hi, welcome in. I saw your comment earlier. I thought I said hi, but I'm not sure if I did. So hi. um, so I'm going to one of the quilt groups that I'm not going to be really a part of this next year, that I decided to cut down on all the stuff I was trying to do in 2026. And that's another reason for the 4-H changes, is just cutting down on stuff I'm doing this year that's not bringing me joy and helping me a lot. Oh, thank you for the wave. I appreciate it. So in 2026, I'm not rejoining the group. I love the ladies in there, don't get me wrong, but it's just not fitting for me. So for 2026, they have asked me to teach, which is fine. I don't mind. And I have 2 possible quilts for them to learn. One of them is Here's the Angle, and the other is Charmed to Meet You. Now, Charmed to Meet You is one that I'm going to be teaching in July already, so I kind of want to teach the other one. So that's the one I'm going to go be pressing that I want to teach. I want to teach Here's the Angle. So we are going to see what they want to do, but I hope they choose the one I want them to choose. That's what we're going with, right? We want them to choose the one we want them to choose. All right, now this one's a higher quality fabric. So instead of cutting wedges as much, I am going to cut just straight lines in, but I am also going to cut more of them. So every 1/4 of an inch versus every 1/2 of an inch. This flower petal has a lot more curvy edges to it. So that is how I maintain that, is I give it a little bit more room. So for those of you who saw me pull out Santa's loading dock, that quilt is also going to be very scrappy. So I'm going to have to go through and pull which pieces I'm going to do when. And it's going to be very much the same process for every little piece of that quilt. That one I might actually do by hand because it has been kind of on my to-do list for forever. And I think it would be even more special to do that one by hand. But that will be when I'm traveling, and that may drag it out for a while before it's done, or I might do it all by machine. I don't know. But I'm going to start prepping the applique pieces for Santa's loading dock. So that one's going to be another needle turn project versus raw edge. So I will start pulling. I think I'm going to try to get all of Gnome Sweet Gnome done in the first half of 2026. And then in the second half of 2026 might be when we pull out that McKenna Ryan and do raw edge. All right, so one thing that I also did with the flower is every time that it dips into, where's my scissors? Oh, there we go. Okay. Every time it dips into one of these crevices here, like that right there, or this right here, I have cut all the way into that crevice. So you don't have to leave a lot of extra room. You don't have to worry about that. But you do need to cut in there. Now with this piece, because it is a higher quality fabric than the poly cotton that I just did on the center of the flower, I'm going to go ahead and spray it with the starch as a first step. I'm not even going to worry about trying to pre-press it, because if you've ever tried to work with this kind of smaller pieces, it is a lot easier to work with when they are wet from starch. So Stiletto, thank you, by the way, to the subscriber who sent me this. You rock. You are absolutely fantastic. I had been looking for a stiletto, but I really wasn't going to justify spending the money on one. And you sent it right about the time that I was really just needing something. So that was just fantastic timing, and thank you so much for sending it. I really do. It does stay by my machine. I had to exit and come back in. Then it said I wasn't a subscriber. Oh no! Oh Lord, YouTube, right? Yes. Hey, Andrea, welcome in. She says, "Howdy, friends. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you made it in, Andrea. Welcome, welcome. All right. So for all of these tiny little pieces, because there's a lot of them, I'm going to go around each little flower petal separately and manually press it in place a little bit, and then I'm going to put the iron on it. So each flower petal is going to get its own special turn at the iron, so to speak. And the nice thing too, when you spray the freezer paper side, is starch is going to stay on that freezer paper. Like it's going to stay wet on that freezer paper. So if you need to re-wet a piece of fabric, or re-wet one of these like little edges or something, then you can re-wet it just from the paper itself. It's fantastic that way. Oh yeah, thank you, Laura. She says she's reminding everybody, don't forget the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I so appreciate that. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nightbud is also dropping reminders in there. Oh, good night, Rena. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know we run late on Sunday nights, and then every time we have Sean joining us, we run a little bit late too. So thank you for joining us. It is fantastic having you here. Now this one, I did actually trim a little too close. I know you guys can't see what I'm working with right this second, but I did trim the seam allowances a lot closer than 1/4 of an inch. And just keep in mind, because I'm sewing this down by machine, it doesn't bother me. If I was going to sew this down by hand, then not having enough seam allowance would bother me. But because I'm doing this by machine, I'm not concerned. I can change to a zigzag should I decide I need to. And, it will be just fine. It will not be a big deal, but it still won't be raw edge. You can still do a satin stitch and do a raw edge finish, like doing a zigzag or whatever, or a blanket stitch, but this is still going to put those edges underneath to give you a fighting chance. Yeah, this one will probably need satin stitching because I did cut this one really close. That's my fault. That's my fault. When you can leave 1/4 of an inch for turning, it is much more secure and much better overall. But I might still be able to get away with the straight stitch. I might. And just risk the fraying later, right? Just risk it. All right, we got 3 out of the 6 flower petals done. And I accidentally started on the 4th. Didn't mean to. The iron has a mind of its own, right? Who else does that? Who else does that? Who else accidentally presses something and then, okay, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. We will absolutely go with it. Now, the nice thing too with freezer paper, I traced all of this with one of the Sharpie pens. Not an actual Sharpie, but a Sharpie pen. That's my preferred type of pen to use for most everything that I do in this world. I love those pens. But you can use whatever kind of pen you want as long as it's not going to completely bleed all over the place, and you should be good. I'm not having to worry about any bleeding. Those pens, they stick into whatever you use them on, and they really stick on this freezer paper. So I'm not even having to worry with the fact that I got it all wet. I didn't even give myself 1/8 of an inch, you guys. Oh my gosh. Laura says she talks to herself all the time when she's sewing. I know, right? I know. So this Friday is supposed to be the podcast launch. So stay tuned for details. I will let you guys know when I have that going and ready and all of that. That is part of the reason also for dropping 4-H is I am spending so much time doing so many different things that I'm not doing the things I want to. Have my freezer paper out with the pattern tomorrow. Hunt for the fabrics. There you go, Susan. I love that. You're probably going to be way ahead of me. You're going to be so far ahead of me because I got too many other projects to do too. I will tell you guys, we are going to have a mystery after Reflections is done. It is going to be, I'm going to hold off on telling you guys the name. I almost just told you. But I already have my background fabric picked for that one so that I can pre-sew it and make sure everything works before I sew it again for the lesson videos for it. So we are going ahead and getting started this year, or I'm going ahead and getting started this month because it will launch in October like Reflections did. So as soon as y'all come back from retreat, you will already have all the information for the next mystery launch. So if you are coming to retreat, you will have that information. And you will have a little bit more information than the people who are not at retreat. You won't get to see the finished quilt. That's not the way the mystery works. I will have it done before we retreat, but you will not get to see that. But you will get to shop for kits immediately with the vendors who are there. So you won't necessarily have to, trust, internet pictures or anything like that. You will have the vendors right there with you. So you can pick their brain about why they picked the colors that they picked and see their fabrics in person. So all of that will be an option at the retreat as well. All right, so there is the flower and the center. Now, if you are wanting to go ahead and stitch this in place, you can do that. I do recommend to go ahead and put a backing of some sort. So take a piece of scrap paper. I actually have a Granger novel, a book from, if you guys have heard of Granger, they do it's like a catalog, and that thing, guys, is like this thick. I mean, it is stinking huge. Like I struggle picking it up like this. And it's got all of those papers in it. It would be perfect for putting underneath this and stitching through it. Hi, Dawn, welcome in. She says, very cute. Thank you, thank you. This is what we are actually working on. We are working on Gnome Sweet Gnome. The pattern is available from Valley Fabric Shop here in Wyoming. It's Valley Fabric Shop, and they did have it on their website. I'm going to email them and go, hey, can you put it back on your website, please? So that they can get it back up there for you guys. But the pattern is still available if you want it. It's like $20. It's not bad. Let's see, I'm having 4 file cabinets delivered on the 26th. I saw a storage solution where the creator files all of our fabrics by color. I think it will make sense to me. Oh, that's awesome. That'll be awesome, Laura. Let's see. My deal with myself was that I could start a new project after 4 finishes on my UFO list, and I'm hand quilting on the 5th. There you go, Susan. That works. I love that plan. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, exclamation retreat. I'm about to put it in the chat for you guys. Let's see if I can spell the word retreat. There we go. There is a Zoom retreat coming up at the end of February. February 28th through March 1st. So if you guys want to come hang and join on that, you absolutely can. Judy says her plan is next month to go ahead and pay for the retreat. There you go. I love that plan. We have got 3 paid already. I've got a 4th and 5th that are supposed to be working out their payment, and so we would have 5 already marked in. And so you would make number 6. Yeah, that would work. That would work so well. Let's see, Laura, I do too, but sometimes it's ugly words when it comes to small pieces. Okay, so the small pieces, that is what is in these. Okay, so the way that I have my storage system set up, everything down here is yardage. I do not put anything less than a full yard onto this shelf and the one below it that you can't see right now. Everything is 1 yard or more. Everything on this shelf is supposed to be fat quarters. Fat quarters, guys. Fat quarters. What I pulled off a minute ago was a half a yard or a quarter of a yard with the fabric. I don't want to have that on my fat quarters. So that's the one shelf that's not exactly organized the way I want it. I do have a bin that you guys can't see that has kind of those half yards, quarter yard pieces that are with the fabric, and they're folded, and it's a clear bin. And it's the only bin that's like that. All of the rest of them have random pieces. So I'm starting to work through cutting those down as well. Let's see. I need to get our payments in. Yes, Nanette, absolutely. Absolutely. I do this well. It's going to be a great experience. It's just difficult. Yeah, I know. I know, Laura. It is a lot. It is absolutely a lot. I did find out, and I'm going to work on the hat in just a minute too. I did find out today that a friend of mine will be back in the area. She was back here 2 years ago, and she'll be back here this year. So she's getting to come to visit this summer. Her and her husband are coming to visit, so that'll be exciting. So if I get to see her again, you guys will get to see pictures of me with her and her husband, if possible. So they are coming all the way from Alabama to come up here. 2 years ago they drove. This time they're gonna fly. They have to come up to Colorado as well. Yes, Janet, she says she'll get her payment in soon. Thank you guys. And I do have it set up for PayPal, and with PayPal you are paying $10 extra per payment. Good deal, Susan. She says she registered for the February Zoom. Yeah, guys, if you want to come hang out with me in my studio, chit chat, hang out in your pajamas, that is absolutely fine. I don't mind. I'm sometimes in my pajamas too. As some of you can attest. My pajamas are nice, guys. I wear nice pajamas on retreat weekends. That's when you pull out the good pajamas, right? So I do, I love retreat weekend. It is just an absolute blast. There's nothing better than hanging out with you guys and being able to cut loose and work on things that I don't always get to work on in a setting like that. Oh, okay. Good deal. Good deal. I've got a friend that is driving home, also from Utah, surprisingly enough. They're not coming all the way up this way, but they have a long drive to get home. So I asked them earlier how long until they got home, and they're like 4 hours. Like, ouch. I think they'd already left 2 hours before that, so it was like a 6 hour drive for them as well to get to where they are in Utah. And it was a 6.5 hour drive for me to get to Salt Lake from here. So your retreat looks like a little fun. Little in Wisconsin. Won't be able to make the retreat this year. Yes, definitely next year. Definitely put it on your calendar that there will be a retreat in Casper in September next year. So this is going to be a yearly thing. I'm not going to back down on that. We are going to do something every year like this. I really do believe that the Casper area is wonderful, lovely, and we have some of the friendliest people here. And it is a great opportunity for you to not only get out of the house, but also to come hang out with friends and have a fantastic experience getting to quilt on whatever projects you've got, getting to come hang out with me. I mean, you got to talk about the upsides, right? Getting to hang out with me. And I will say this, if you have a pattern of mine that you want me to autograph, bring it with you. I will autograph while you guys are here. If you guys want a color copy printed pattern of something that I already have out, let me know in advance and we will get it printed, and I will sign that as well. So I do not mind doing autographs as well while you guys are here. So if you want that, keep that in mind. I will absolutely forget, so you will have to remind me that you are bringing something to autograph. But I will definitely do autographs as well while you guys are here. I have to plan for stuff like that because my hand does not always work for writing things, so I will have to plan time. You guys will also get to meet Mr. Siberian Wind. He will make an appearance at least once during the retreat when the majority of people are there. So he'll come hang out for a dinner or something. He will make an appearance for the retreat at some point. So And you guys will get to meet Paladin this year. I did locate a breeder for my next service dog. So provided things work out and that my disability is back instated and all of that, then you guys will also get to meet the new puppy. The new puppy would be about 9 months old when you guys get here next year. So you guys would get to meet the new puppy because he would be training. You would still get to see Paladin. He'll absolutely be still be there, still come hang out with us, but you would still get to meet the new puppy as well. And I already have a name picked out and all of that, so we're gonna hang on to that until he's actually alive and ready to start coming home and start learning things. So we're gonna hang on to the name until we know for sure it fits. Let's see. There we go. All right, so I am leaving a lot more seam allowance on this piece. This is a much bigger piece than the flower. So a much bigger seam allowance. I actually recommend leaving a bigger seam allowance when you can. I don't know what I was thinking with that flower going so tight, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. I will certainly save for the second tree. See, there you go, Susan. Maybe good because I'm bringing my husband. Oh, very good, Judy. Yes. I don't believe you're going to be the only one bringing a husband. So your husband and some of the other husbands available will have a fantastic time. And we can tell them, places that are good day trips for them to get out and go visit. If they want to travel a little bit, if they just want to hang around town, there's all kinds of things that they can get into. So just give me a list of what they're interested in, or what they like to do or whatever, and we'll put that on the, hey, here's things to occupy you while you're, while your wife is sewing. Because there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things. One thing that I would like to establish for next year is, if we have the budget to do it, I want to establish a scholarship program so that a quilter that would like to come may have an opportunity to get part of their quilt retreat costs paid for, to make it a little bit easier. Oh, yes. Okay, good question. Absolutely, Helen. Have a great night. Janet says that her husband wants to go to Hell's Half Acre. So there are no restrooms at Hell's Half Acre. So plan to go before you go to drive out there. Is absolutely worth seeing. Hell's Half Acre was used as by the Native Americans, was used as a hunting ground. There's some plaques up that explain how they used Hell's Half Acre as a hunting ground. It is a natural landscape effect that is here in Wyoming. But the natives here definitely used the advantages of the Wyoming landscape for hunting. Hell's Half Acre is an easy half-day trip. It's not an overnight or anything like that. It's not an all day. It is an easy half day. It's a good trip. It's a very good trip. My brother-in-law, we took him to Devil's Tower one day. We took him to Hell's Half Acre the next day. Hey, good stuff, Ninja. Oh, I remember your name. Is it Diana? Oh, I hope I got that right. Please let me know what your name is, because I know your name. I know it. I know it. But of course, I'm not going to be able to think of it right now. I know I'm not going to be able to think of it right now. I learn names better when I'm not tired, and I think the last time you were on here I was exhausted, so that did not help it well. Judy says that they want to see that too. Yes. Hey, everybody's wanting to go see Hell's Half Acre while they're here in Wyoming. He just nodded. Denise. Okay, so I got the D part right. Okay, Denise. All right. I will work on trying to remember it. I promise. I promise. Thank you for being patient with me. But Hell's Half Acre is great. But we took the brother-in-law to Devil's Tower one day and Hell's Half Acre the next day, and then we took him to jail the next day. We took him to the state penitentiary in Rawlins. Janet will have to get our husbands together. Exactly, right? Right? It is it's a fun place to go look at. Just again, remember there's no restrooms there, so go you get before you leave to go out there. And then I think there's a place to stop on the way. Um, but I'll know before then. I'll make sure I put that on the list of things for him to look at because he'll be driving back out that way for sure. For sure. It's not like it's that hard to get to. Hell's Half Acre is closer than Independence Rock. Independence Rock is a good place to visit as well. I'm looking for collaborators on cathedral window designs. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Definitely send me an email and let me know what your timeline is as well. And I can see what I can do. I don't know that I can collaborate on it right now, but we might be able to do something because I do have a cathedral window quilt started, original one, but it depends on what you're looking for. So send me an email. I do not mind. Susan says she has been to Devil's Tower. Yeah. Devil's Tower is not ADA accessible all the way around the tower. You can like get up to it. It is handicap accessible up to Devil's Tower, but you cannot do the whole trail around Devil's Tower with a wheelchair or a walker if you are having walking difficulties. That one is definitely a younger person's game. It is a hike, especially if you are talking about summertime. We went in August and I was sweating like crazy. It was way too hot for me to be there and trying to do that hike. I do love a good hike, but that one was too much for me. See, playlist, but I'm no good at streaming or setting up book pages for patterns. Yeah, send me an email, and what we can do is we can sit and chat and see if I can help you, or where you might get your best assistance from, because I might be able to help you figure out exactly what you need. That's not, I'm not scared of that. That's fine. We can figure something out. Looking at photos of formations at Hell's Half Acre. Yes, they are incredibly beautiful, Susan. They are stunningly gorgeous. And there is a fence up around Hell's Half Acre because.
Are you talking about me?
No, I'm not talking about you.
You said something about me being stunningly gorgeous.
Oh, Mr. Siberian Man said that he thought I was saying he was stunningly gorgeous. Oh, you're good, Laura. Absolutely. Have a good night, Judy. Thank you for being here for as long as you did. You are East Coast, so it is bedtime. It is absolutely bedtime. Pet some fabric, by the way. Pet some fabric. Um, so, Hell's Half Acre is beautiful. There's a lot of good history around Independence Rock. That would be a half day trip as well. I wouldn't recommend trying to do that and then um, expecting to get a lot of other stuff done the same day. Independence Rock is definitely a make a trip and plan to spend a little bit of time there, especially if you want to hike around it.
Anything planned for next Sunday?
Yeah, this. You can come join me next week.
Next Sunday, we'll discuss Mardi Gras.
Okay. So apparently, I don't know if you guys heard him. He said next week he's going to come join me. So Mr. Siberian Wind will be here next week. We will have a special guest, and we will be discussing Mardi Gras.
Since I lived in New Orleans for 11 years.
And he says since he lived in New Orleans for 11 years. So we are going to discuss Mardi Gras next week. We'll still work on this project, but we are going to discuss Mardi Gras. But Independence Rock is a good one. There's also Martin's Cove. If you are not familiar with Martin's Cove, there is a little settlement-like place, and the Latter-day Saints Church has volunteer missionaries that hang out at Martin's Cove. That is their mission, is to hang out and witness while they're there at Martin's Cove. And Martin's Cove was a settlement disaster that happened here in Wyoming. But it's got an interesting history to it. But if you go to Independence Rock, you can also go easily to Martin's Cove as well. It's a good tourist location to go visit. Um, just be aware that, it is, the staff there are missionaries ready to witness. So just keep that in mind. Yes, absolutely. Judy says Laura will have to figure out something to get together, right? I know. I know. We have such a great community here, guys. We absolutely do. All right, I am putting some steam on this. Some of my starch is already dried, so I'm re-wetting my starch. It's getting there. It's getting there. I didn't cut as many cutouts into this as I have on some of the other pieces, and that will play a role into how flat it lays. And if I need to come back in and cut more, I will come back in and cut more later. So I'm not too worried about it. This is just what we're doing tonight. We are just getting some of this pressed out of the way and getting it shaped exactly the way we want it to be, or close enough to the way we want it to be, so we can start assembly by next week. So I will have to work on this some off camera as I have time to, but that's okay. That's what this is for. Is the fabric shop link your link to message you? No, that is for Valley Fabric Shop. That is for this pattern, and they have taken it off of the thing. So let's do this. We're gonna put it in the chat, and I do not know why my computer is doing the capitals every so often. So we're gonna see if Nightbot picks that up. Here we go. So my email address is in the chat box, so you don't have to go anywhere else to go find it. It is now there. All right, so this curved up quite a bit because the freezer paper has now gotten wet and been dried, but it's still going to give us our shape. Okay. Oh, Judy's asking, where in Arizona are you, Laura? I think she's near Phoenix. If I had to guess. Oh, you're so welcome, Denise. So very welcome. And I may not respond tonight. It might be tomorrow. But I will definitely respond. I usually respond within 48 hours to most emails. Sometimes I respond in minutes, and other times it's within 48 hours. Just depends on if I got to get in front of the computer to do something to respond. All right, so all I'm doing now is I am just peeling that paper away. And you can leave the paper pieces in until you're ready to do your final assembly and then take them out. Or you can do this, like you can do the pull out of the fabric as soon as it's ready. All right, so now that I've got that paper out, now you can definitely see it with as big as these pieces are. All of these pieces are going to stay firmly exactly where I press them to because I starched them. This is how I do my needle turn applique. So the front side is going to look gorgeous, and the back side is going to have all the seam allowances already in place, and I don't have to do it by hand. So I'll be able to machine applique this down. I may do a little spray base in place. I'll trim anything extra that's, hanging around or whatever. And all I'll have to do is figure out my placements, and then we're good to go. How do you think? I think the flower looks fantastic with this hat. What do you guys think? I'm working with yellow, guys. What do you think? It's scary that I'm working with yellow. All right, now I could reuse this. If I wanted to make more of these, it's a little crinkled up now, but I could absolutely reuse this. Let me take all this extra out of my way so I can see what you guys are seeing, because got to be able to see it, right? So it's a little crinkly. It's got a tear in it now because it tore when I was pulling it out. But as long as it sticks to fabric and I can iron it, that's all that matters, right? Okay. So if you want to hang on to your applique pieces after you're done, you can absolutely hang on to them. If not, go ahead and recycle or throw away whatever you do with your freezer paper. Oh, thank you, Susan. She says it's cute. Very cute. Thank you. And I think this is going to be such a cute colorway for this girl gnome, that she is, not like super dark, but she's also kind of like brownish yellows. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I am okay. You're fairly new to my channel because or at least I haven't seen your name on my channel a lot. I am anti-yellow. I'm not a huge fan of yellow. So if I point out that I'm working with yellow, it is because almost everybody who has been here for a hot minute knows that yellow is my least favorite color. I do not work with it by choice usually. And this project is kind of necessary. You can't have springtime gnomes working in a garden without having yellow. It's part of it. But it is by far my least favorite color. So working with it, this is a little bit more tolerable for me. This one is a golden yellow. But this one is not. This one is not a tolerable yellow for me. So I don't typically work with it. So I'm definitely stepping out of my comfort zone to work with that. And working with browns and such is not my normal either. But I think she will come together just beautifully. And then her brothers will also be so stinking gorgeous. I don't know what colors we're going to do for them yet. I may actually pull out some blues because I don't really have a lot of blue in here. So I may pull out some blues to do their hats in to kind of manly them up a little bit so they're not so cutesy. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun working through this. And the gnome section that we're working on right now is this section right here. And I'm starting with the girl gnome just because I can. Just because I can. But this entire panel section is January and February. So across the next 2 months, that's what I'm working on to get that done. So I will cut my fabric and probably get her placed maybe before next week if I have time to, and then we'll go from there. Because next week I will be working on one of the other gnomes, and maybe we'll be sewing this. Maybe I'll hold off on sewing her down until next week. But next week, Mr. Siberian Wind's going to join me, so he'll be in here also being chatty. I'll put him over here in the corner, and he'll be super chatty and talk about Mardi Gras. He loves to come on and hang out with you guys too. So you guys will get Mardi Gras trivia. So study up on Mardi Gras. If you're not familiar with Mardi Gras, study up on Mardi Gras because he will have questions. He'll have trivia for you. So let me think about this week. Let me think. My brain has hiccuped and reset. So let me check my calendar thing because I have it on my phone now. Let's see. And it's still plugged in. Oh, I'm at 100%. I can unplug it. Okay, calendar. And let me look at this week. What is coming up? Okay. Friday night. Okay, so Tuesday night. Tuesday night. Be here. Please be here. Come on. Come show up with me, guys. So Tuesday night, we are going to do something fun. I'm not sure exactly which project I'm going to pull out, but I'm going to pull out something other than this. So you're not going to see this in 2 lives in a row, okay? So I'm going to pull out a different project. We're going to work on that Tuesday night. Friday night, I am going to be working with Kathy and Alicia on Yuletide Sampler 2. Now, we missed January 9th because Kathy was not feeling well and Alicia's machine was not feeling well. So we postponed working on Yuletide Sampler 2, but we will be working on it this Friday, provided that everybody's feeling up to it, or at least Kathy or Alicia are up for coming to join me. I don't want to leave both of them hanging in the dust, so that's why we didn't work on it on the 9th. So they will be here this week on Friday. Oh, absolutely, Joan. She says, good night, everyone. See you next live. Stay warm and safe, right? Right, definitely stay warm. Definitely stay warm and relatively safe, okay? Don't drop the rotary cutter on the floor while it's open and you're not wearing shoes, okay? Let's do the safe things. Close your rotary cutter. Make sure you're wearing shoes. Don't put your finger in front of the needle. I almost did that on the quilt this morning. So don't put your finger in front of the needle. Yeah, let's yeah, let's be safe. Let's be safe and go pass some fabric. Go pass some fabric. And then Friday is also going to be the launch of the podcast. So stay tuned for some more details about that. As soon as I have those details, you guys will have them too. So the podcast should be launching on Friday. And then Sunday, the 25th, we will be working again on the Gnome Sweet Gnome, and Mr. Siberian Wind will be here joining us. So that's a crazy lot to have going on, right? But I think it's all manageable. I think that level of stuff is manageable. I think we can get it all done. What do you guys think? You think it's possible? Have I done it before? Maybe? I think I've done it before. I think I've gotten that much stuff done before. So we're going to try it. We're going to see if we can get that much stuff done this week. And we're going to see if I can get my case fan ordered for my computer so that we can actually have my computer running all the time like it was. Absolutely. James says, until again, friends, stay safe. Absolutely, James. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every last one of you guys for being here and for hanging out with me and being willing to participate and tell me what you really think. I actually do care. I do actually read everything, so I do care. So thank you so much for being here. I think that's it. Do you guys want to see what I got done? I got like 9 minutes. Do you want to see what I? Do you want to see? Yeah. No, they're not. Don is asking, are all my lives here at 8 p.m. Mountain? No. So Tuesday nights are at 6 p.m. Mountain. Sunday nights are at 8 p.m. Mountain. Those are the only two that are 100% set every time. Yuletide Sampler 2 is the second and fourth Fridays, and that is at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. The Yuletide, the Fantastic Fridays with Sean is always 8 p.m. Mountain Time. He won't be on Friday in February. It'll be a Sunday that he'll be coming to join in instead. So yes, want to see. Okay. All right, let me grab. Okay. So, yeah, they are off camera. Sorry about that. And we're going to move the chair out of the way. Yeah, we're going to move the chair out of the way. We're going to do a little bit of show and tell for me this time. All right, let me get this camera off so you guys can see this without the extra interruption. There we go. And I apologize for the clutter. It's been a crazy day, right? All right. This is the quilt that I want to teach coming up in May to the group that I'm going to go present to tomorrow. And I've not trimmed it yet, so I need to trim it tomorrow and bind it if I can. I will at least trim both quilts before I go, even if I don't bind them. All right. Here's the angle. And it is hard for me to hold it completely up because it is huge. It is fairly big. So the bottom border that you guys can't see is actually the top border, and it is blue. So the blue that you're seeing in the quilt is part of that top border. All right. So I actually put all the purple in one and then did rounds to go around the entire quilt. And yes, the outside borders are mitered. So this has come off the quilt frame. And this is quilted with a design that my computer said, my thing says it's popcorn. I kind of figured popcorn was appropriate. So what is black and white and not necessarily red all over? This quilt. But because it's black and white, I had a 10-year-old girl absolutely lose her mind over the backing that I picked for this. This was something I found at Joann's, and it is Cruella de Vil. They had just launched the Cruella movies, or the Cruella movie, right before they launched this fabric, or they launched the fabric knowing the movie was coming out or whatever. So It is Cruella de Vil because she is always wearing black and white. So I figured black and white and red all over is on the back, and black and white and not red all over is on the front. So that is, here's the angle. So that is the one that I'm wanting to teach in May, and I want the group to select this quilt because I'd rather teach this one and then teach the other one once, not teach the other one twice. Yep, Pam says she's like, I thought I saw Cruella. That backing is fabulous. Thank you. Everybody's saying love it, pretty colors. Yep. All right, so this is one. This is one that I've got to trim tomorrow because I'm taking it. Let me grab the other one. Oh, so you guys get to see two tonight. All right. Ah, let me unplug my iron before I pull it off the table. Okay. This is the other one. This is the one I am teaching in July. So I really don't want to teach it twice. So I already know I'm teaching this one in July. Let me find the correct upside, because there is definitely an upside to this quilt, and you will know why in just a moment. Yes, right, right, Pam. She's like, hi, Paladin. It's his birthday today. He doesn't know it. He doesn't care, but it's his birthday today. So here is Charmed to Meet You. Let's see if I can get... Pal, please stop. You still get in trouble on your birthday. So this is Charmed to Meet You. And this was another pattern that I taught on my channel. It's really, really easy to do. This is the bottom. This side is the bottom. It's really easy to do, but love the quilt. Very striking pattern. Doesn't look like that hard. It's not. It's not hard at all. There's a trick to this quilt. And a lot of the class on this quilt will be the trick to the quilt. So I want to teach it once. I don't want to teach it twice in 1 year. So that's why I want to teach the other. Love the mix of brights. I know, right? I know. Thank you. Hey, Linda. Linda's Trendy Threads. Welcome in. Do exclamation selfie for me. Oh, that's pretty. That says Dawn. Thank you. Thank you. I had a lot of fun teaching this. You guys challenged me. You wanted something made with pre-cuts. This is made using charm squares. And this is actually, aside from the white, which I bought the white specifically for it, all of the charm squares in here came from scraps. So all I did was I went through my scrap boxes. Is that water quilting? It is not. It is not. I'm glad you asked. It is hearts, and they're sideways because of the way I load it. Yes, that is correct. All right, so guys, Linda's Trendy Threads has just done exclamation selfie in my chat. If you guys are not subscribed to her, please click over, go hit subscribe, like one of her videos, leave her some good feedback. She is trying to get to 500 subscribers, so let's help her hit that milestone. So please, please, please click the link from Linda's Trendy Threads to go check out her channel if you are not already a subscriber. Yes, this is a free pattern. Yes, Laura, it absolutely is a free pattern for me. Thank you, Laura. Lori, thank you. So it is hearts, but it is sideways. So let me flip it so it may make a little bit more sense. It is upside, or right side, and then downside hearts. So here is, well, you can't see that one. Let me see. Okay, so you can see the downside heart there. And then it goes to an upside heart. There we go. Thank you, Susie. You have a raffle ticket for April. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me go ahead and love that real quick. Here we go. Awesome. Everybody's saying if they're not already subscribed, they are subscribing, Linda. That is awesome. That is so awesome. Thank you, guys. So yeah, this is a free pattern that I did, but I am teaching it at Quilt Wyoming this year. I am a teacher this year. I'm so excited about that opportunity. So I'm already teaching this in July. I don't want to teach it in May and then teach it again in July. So I do want to teach it just once. So I'm going to take it. I'll show them, but I don't really want to teach it in May to the local group. And this is actually some grandma's fabric, so to speak. Um, you're welcome, Linda. She says, thank you, everyone. You are so very welcome. Oh, you can see the hearts here a lot better, can't you? So I found fabric that was by the bolt when I went to the Gillette Quilt Show last year in October. Um, oh, you're so welcome, Laura. It's been a while. It was back in the other studio space. So it was before I moved out here. So it was sometime in 24. I don't even think it was in 25. I think it was in 2024 that I taught it. Maybe it was in 25, but I don't think it was. I think it was in 24. Um, but it should say charmed to meet you. Thank you, Laura. You have a raffle ticket for April. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so yeah, this is the one that I'm going to be teaching already. So I don't want to teach it twice. So, you know, it is that thing. Awesome. Dawn has now subscribed, Linda. She says she'll view your channel through and give you some likes. That's awesome, you guys. Thank you for supporting another content creator. I appreciate it. All right, so it is 10:01. That means my downstairs neighbor is going to be mad at me if I make too much noise. So we have to call it quits. But I will be back. If I can talk, I will be back on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Mountain, and we will have a different project pulled out. I think I have an idea of what I want to do, but I will go through my stack of post-its for all of my projects for this year, and we will look and see what I need to work on the most, and we will get something done. Until then, go pat some fabric, go love some fabric, go run a needle and thread through it, go cut it, go sew it, go do something with it. I don't have them in a playlist yet, Laura. Nope, I don't. I need to. That is one thing that is also on my list for this year to get done. And that is another reason I'm dropping 4-H, because I cannot manage to seem to do any of the things I want to do or need to do for myself while I am doing all of that for them. So I'm having to do that swap over. So go put some needle and thread fabric. Go get that dopamine hit. Go get the serotonin boost. You need it. You deserve it. This week's going to be a long week, but that is okay. You guys are going to get to see me Tuesday night and then again Friday night. Tomorrow night, I will also be on William's channel over at My So-Called Life, hanging out with him and Jess from So Blessed by Jess. So just keep that in mind. I will be around hanging out this week, and I will look forward to seeing all of you guys in the chat on all of these channels. Have a great night.